Hello, I'm Cerrie, children's author and mummy, here with some of my top tips for reading bedtime stories. We all know how it can feel at the end of the day. Perhaps you've been out all day with children or you've been at work. You get home and everyone's exhausted. You've got to get the bath going and do the dinner and feed the cat or even just find the cat. And sometimes the last thing you want to do is curl up and read a story, especially if it's a story you've read 1,000 times before. But of course, we all know growing up in a house full of books, the wonder is just absolutely immeasurable. So here are some of my top tips to make reading bedtime stories with your little beloveds really special for everyone. There is no wrong way to read a book as long as you follow the story. Your voice is the magic. That's the special ingredient that turns a book into a really cherished story. You don't have to do any clever accents or silly characters. You can leave that to Tom Hardy on the Bedtime Hour. Of course, if you want to do lots of different characters, you absolutely can, and it can be really fun to get your little ones involved in the drama. But be warned, you might have to do those funny voices again and again for the next 3 years. Make it fun for everyone. Read stories that you love too. Now remember, there are thousands of wonderful books out there just waiting to be discovered. So you don't have to suffer reading a book that's driving you crazy, unless of course it's your child's favourite. In that case, I can't help you. Just try and swap it up as much as you can. And if you have got a little one who won't go to sleep unless they've heard The Bear Hunt or The Gruffalo and you're on your 50th read, a really lovely thing you can do is to get them to join in or read it to you. The great thing about a shared story is that they'll probably know it by heart before they can read. So asking them to read the story to you can just be the sweetest, loveliest, sometimes funniest thing. Choosing new stories together can be part of the adventure. Now, if you are desperate for a change of book or you simply haven't got enough space in your house for more books or on your bookshelf, a great way of including regular new stories is to join a library and then let your little ones choose the books they want to read. This also encourages a lifelong love of literature through supporting libraries. They are a godsend to any parent. Make it a lovely way to end the day. I found it really helpful as a parent to use the bedtime story as a punctuation mark for the finish of the day, the last thing that we did. So I would do the dinner and the bath and the brushing of teeth and all the bedtime routine first, and then we would snuggle up in bed ready for our bedtime story. Because as an adult, I just found that easier because you're not focusing on the next thing. And for the child, they know that this cosy time is especially for them. This is really useful if you're travelling a lot or if you're staying with friends and family, because every day can still end with a gorgeous story. Every story helps. Now, it doesn't matter how many books you're reading a day, nor the length of them. What matters is that you're reading. If you can just squeeze in that time to curl up with your child and read a story every single night, by keeping it regular, it'll just be something that happens naturally without you even thinking. And by sharing a story every day, that's really where the enchantment begins. Bedtime stories can be a really beautiful way to learn. Remember, whatever your child is into, there is a book out there which is just for them. Some books are laugh out loud funny, some books are shouty and joiny in, some books are soft and floaty, or books can be educational or emotional and lead to a discussion, a gentle talking point. I always found it really useful to have some firm favourites to hand. So if we did read a book that led to a discussion, there was always something familiar and well-loved that we could return to end the day on. And if it's a story that your child can join in with, even better.